a nation based on war. I wanted to be free, nothing holding me back from where I want to.
Hi everyone, this is Tatiana Moroz with Bitcoin Magazine. I'm doing a little chat here with my friend Sandy Schneiderman. We're here at Premier Studios, which is the first ever recording studio to accept Bitcoin. Sandy used to be my boss, and now we're just friends, and I'm the one that convinced him to accept Bitcoin. So Sandy, why don't you introduce yourselves to everybody, give them a little feedback on who you are.
Hey, I'm Sandy Schneiderman, owner of Premier Studios in New York City. Let me give you a little bit about my background. I've been involved in the entertainment industry for the last 35 years, basically in the financing and leasing and renting of equipment that shoots feature films, records music, edits sound and music, special effects, anything that involves entertainment. And I built the business up to a couple of $1 billion, and I sold it. And I retired when I was 50 years old. I'm now 67, and I purchased, after being retired for a year, I purchased a studio, or half a studio called Chunking Studios. I left there after about a year, and I took over a company called Quad Recording, and I fixed the facility up. We put about $500,000 into it, and we're very successful in New York City. That's kind of my background.
I was working with Sandy over at Quad, and we actually ended up taking a few floors. They split up the business, and so that's why Premier is really where Quad is, and Quad was here for over 30 years, so there's a lot of history here. We've had a million famous people come through here. Every record that you could think of has probably most major artists have at least come through these doors for sure. I remember Cat Stevens was here, Aretha Franklin, we've had Paul McCartney, Coldplay, John Mayer, Norah Jones, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, anybody that you can really think of. So that's a really fun and exciting place to work. And now you're taking Bitcoin. What made you take Bitcoin?
Well, in order to stay ahead of the curve, in any business that I've had, I always thought about what should I be doing that other companies are not doing, and that is the way that you stay ahead of the curve and bring in business. So Tatiana came here one day and talked to me a little bit about Bitcoin, which I knew absolutely nothing about. The only thing I had heard was some negatives about it, and I don't believe in negatives unless somebody can prove it to me. And Tatiana convinced me in a very short period of time of what the advantages of Bitcoin are for Premier Studios. And these are some of the advantages, and there are a lot, but the main ones are it's something new. So we're the first studio that accepts Bitcoins. It's a new currency, as I look at it, and the beauty of it is that the beauty of it is that you can create, you can possibly get new clients who have Bitcoin and don't use credit cards and don't use cash and don't have checkbooks, because Bitcoin can replace a lot of those things. The other good thing about Bitcoin is that there are there are no fees. We don't have to pay fees. Like Amex, we pay 3% charge, and MasterCharge we pay, I think, 2%. And Bitcoin, we started a relationship with BitPay.
Elizabeth.
And thank you very much. And what they do is they convert the floating currency into US dollars. And if we have a customer who's using Bitcoin, it goes through BitPay, and BitPay converts it into US dollars and wires the money to our account, and then we allow the artist to come in. So I think it's a I think it's a game-changing event, not only for studios but for all businesses, because there are no when you get the money from the customer, there are no fees and no charges, and that's really important because every little penny adds up.
Right, and there's no chargebacks, which is also a really good thing. I know that when I was here at the studio, we would have clients who would come in, they'd trash the place, and then they'd call their credit card company and they'd cancel it. So I think that it's really good for merchants. Sandy was here for our panel also that we had exploring kind of the future of cryptocurrency and music, so that was pretty interesting. And we're going to be doing a lot more different kinds of events where we interact music and teaching new people about Bitcoin. I hope to be bringing in more folks to understand what this is and see how it can help their business in the future.
Yeah, what Tatiana said about the client not being able to reverse a charge on a credit card is very critical, because we have had that happen and they get away with it and there's nothing that we could do. We deal with a company called Global Payments for credit cards, and I spoke to the president of Global Payments and he said there's nothing you can do about it. So that is a real advantage for Bitcoin. And I would encourage all companies, but since I'm in the recording and editing of sound business, I would encourage all of my competitors to take Bitcoin. It's a game-changing event.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sandy. Everybody, if you want to find out more about Premier Studios, you want to come to one of our events, or if you want to record here and pay with Bitcoin, go to premierstudiosny.com. Oh, we forgot to say one of the most important things. One of the part of the forward-thinking approaches that we're taking here at the studio is we're creating a school. Well, it's not really a school. It's more of a seminar where we're going to be teaching people about engineering, about production, and giving them some real-world experience as well as music business knowledge, and putting them in front of the people that actually make the hits.
Yeah, and the reason that I started this, what we call session seminar, is that we have like dead time, like from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the afternoon is kind of some dead time. We do some voiceover work, but we need more of a revenue stream. And by starting what we call session seminars, is the students can pick any courses. We have 15 courses. They can pick any courses they want. It's very reasonably priced, and there is no reason to be in a classroom with a teacher learning how to record music and how to treat clients, but it's a lot better to be in an actual studio where you're learning from engineers and assistant engineers who do it every day. And these assistant engineers and engineers basically tell the students, a lot about different parts of the business, and he will say, well, guess what, Rihanna will be recording here in about 3 or 4 hours. So we have the vibe, it's very low cost, and rather than going to a vocational school, you can go to Premier Session Seminars and spend, instead of, let's say, $50,000 at a Berkeley or a Full Sail, you could spend $5,000 at Premier Studios, and within a 3-month period, you can become an assistant engineer rather than having to wait or go to a Full Sail or a Berkeley for a year, spend $50,000 or $75,000, and then come to a studio and become an intern and wait 3 months and not get paid, and hopefully get to be an assistant engineer. So I call it the fast track of becoming an engineer.
Yeah. In my experience, I used to run a lot of the internship programs and stuff. Even though I still think that a school is a really good option, it's not affordable for a lot of people. I think that this model is great to give people who are already in school a little bit of practical application, so I think it could be supplemental to your standard education. And also, if you're a parent and you're wondering, hey, should I shell out 200 grand to send my kid for 4 years to a music school? Well, maybe see if they like it first, and they can get a little bit of experience here, see if they like it, and then if they really want to go further with it, that's definitely something that we can advise them on, and we can also bring them in for internships and stuff like that. So
right.
This is very forward thinking.
And one last thing, one of the other reasons that I decided to start this, what we call session seminars at Premier Studios, is that when Tatiana interviewed kids to be interns here, one of the requirements that I told Tatiana to make sure is that the person had a degree from a vocational school where they could have spent $50,000 or $100,000. And what we found out was that these kids who graduated from the vocational high schools, 95% of them didn't last more than 6 months here. So when I heard that, I said, you know what? You don't need a degree. You don't need to spend $50,000 or $100,000. What you need to do is be with a real engineer in a real studio and pay attention. And if you do that, that is the way that you get ahead in any business.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the Bitcoin spirit, is to kind of break up these old systems and kind of push forward. So I really look forward to sharing some of that content with our viewers, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Once again, please go to premierstudiosny.com to find out more, and thank you for checking in with bitcoinmagazine.com, and that's it, I guess. Take care. Bye. Thanks, Sandy.
Thanks, Tatiana.